Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about right now is current events, world news, okay, that it's happening right now today. The first story that we're going to be talking about is a TikTok video that seemed to have gone viral, okay, and it's about a young guy who posted a video showing that he bought a month's worth of food from Walmart's in the year of 2022, which cost him about $126. And he went back onto the Walmart website and he clicked the reorder and he found the exact same order from 2022 and it had like 44 items or something like that. And if he were to reorder those 44 items right now today, it would cost him $414. So from 2 years ago, 44 items would $126. Order those same 44 items today, $414. Okay, it's obvious, okay, that the federal government consumer price index CPI numbers are fraudulent, okay? Worse, if he would have followed through with that order and he would have received it, he would have discovered that there would be some items that would not only cost more per unit, but there would be less product inside. Shrinkflation, right on. These price increases are not exclusively a Walmart problem, if you will. This is across the board. It's even worse than that. Hundreds of items have been completely discontinued in all major grocery store chains across the country. Slowly but surely, we're being forced to buy an increasingly shrinking selection of items. Moreover, beef has skyrocketed everywhere. Even tough, low grade cuts are radically overpriced, and they're also cut thinner. Even deli meats are $14 a pound now. Another person reported that they went back, to do the same thing, to place an order that they had originally placed in January of 2023, 19 items, $110. Hit the reorder button, $264.20. I mean, it's like a total WTF moment. A third person said that they, looked up their earliest order from Walmart. It was April of 2022. Total was $169 in 2022. They hit the reorder, $241. Okay. That is a 21.5% real inflation per year. Okay. The government is lying about inflation, but this is nothing new. Okay. What is new is the intensity of the lie. Okay. The intensity of the lie. And it's something that I or you, I don't think, have ever seen anything like this before in our lives. Right on? So, the second thing that we're going to talk about right now is the Bank of Russia. Okay. And they are saying that there's a new wave of Western sanctions that is causing a blockage. Sorry, AC technician is here. There's nothing wrong with the air. We're having it maintenance. So anyway, the blockage of bank payments. Okay, it includes going through countries that are considered friendly to Russia, that can lead to the death of the Russian economy. And Russia will not be the only country to die, per se. That's what they're saying. So, according to the first deputy representative of the Bank of Russia, his name is Vladimir Kristyukin. Don't know if I'm saying that correctly, so just bear with me. That the United States is telling foreign countries that their economy will be sanctioned and therefore destroyed by the US if they continue processing normal payments to and fro Russia. So, according to Vladimir, I'm just going to use that name because I can't pronounce the last name, it is necessary for Russia to solve payment problems as quickly as possible and not to abhor even exotic or outdated mechanisms. He went on to say what seemed to us yesterday unpopular swaps, some clearing systems, the use of crypto, all needs to be tested. Everything needs to be tried. So he went on to point out that the reality that if there are normal calculations for products on foreign economic activity for Russia's export-import dependent country, then Russia is facing its destruction. Since the beginning of winter, though, Russian companies have encountered problems in making payments. So this was shortly after our president, expanded the powers of the U.S. Treasury and its Office of Foreign Asset Control, or OFAC, allowing them to disconnect any banks from around the world from dollar payments for processing payments to and from Russia. So banks in Turkey, United Arab Emirates, key hubs of parallel imports to Russia, began to block these transactions. And following the financial blockade, Chinese banks, the main buyer of Russian oil and the largest supplier of imported goods to the Russian market, joined in halting the process of these payments as well. So by the end of spring, according to estimates by the Chongyang Institute, again, pronunciation, for financial research at the People's University of China in Beijing, 80% of settlements between Russia and China were suspended. And the hopes that the situation would radically improve after the visit of the Russian President Putin to China were in vain. And although Putin and Xi Jinping discussed the creation of an isolated network of Chinese banks that would settle with Russia and not be afraid of Western sanctions, its scale was much smaller than what Russia's side was actually counting on. And by the end of May, China started blocking banks in Kazakhstan. Prior to May, the largest bank of China regularly handled Kazakhstan's payments for sanctioned products. Now, on June 12th, the U.S. Treasury added the Moscow Exchange and its key settlement structures, National Clearing Center, and National Settlement Depository on to the sanction list, after which exchange trading in the dollar, in the euro, and Hong Kong dollars in Russia came to a stop. At the same time, subsidiaries in what's called I can't pronounce it, Sberbank, SBERBANK, in China and India, and then FVTB in China, India, and Hong Kong, as well as 3 subsidiaries on the Defense Industrial Bank, Chinese, Indian, and KYRGYZ came under sanctions. So in addition to sanctions against the banks, the United States had threatened VPK Russia, and it was with secondary measures up to disconnecting the bank from the global dollar system. And then the U.S. sanctions, which were also only supposed to apply to defense complex firms in Russia, now refers to all companies included in the sanctions list that are not even directly related to the production of military products. So amid all of these problems with the payments of imported goods to Russia, from January through April, fell 9%, up to $84.6 billion. Moreover, the decline affected all the regions. Imports from Europe and America fell 19%, from Asia by 4%, and Africa by 5%. These new sanctions can deprive the Russian economy of like 15 to 20% of imports. And it is important for Russia to determine how counterparties from friendly countries will react to this new wave of geopolitical pressure. Now, since the United States also imposed these sanctions against subsidiaries of the largest Russian banks in India and in China, and this may further complicate Russia's ability to adapt to new sanctions and thus adversely affect export volumes from Russia. If faced with the actual and intentional killing of Russia's economy, Russia would have no choice, and this is coming from their mouths, not mine. They would have no choice but to kill the countries doing this. They said we are completely capable of doing that. Yeah. So they want to kill everybody else's economy so they can build up their own. Yeah. So the third and final story that I want to talk about is what happened last night at the debate. Okay. I don't know if you guys watched it. I did. It was painful. It was painful. It was embarrassing. Following the long anticipating debate, okay, because I know that a lot of us were, like chomping at the bit, like what's going to happen, what's going to be said. We all hoped that 45 would be, like this powerhouse, like this, raw, we all kind of knew and expected what 46 would be like, and it was sad. It was sad. It was almost like he had his head in the clouds, you know, and you couldn't help but to feel bad for the poor bastard. I mean, it was sad, you know, and I watched like what I guess you would call like the round table afterwards, where you had like a whole bunch of like people like sitting at like a table or whatever, and they had like a discussion. And one of the CNN reporters, his name is John King, he revealed that Democratic donors and elected officials, they're panicking now. They're panicking because they feel that 46 was abysmal. His debate performance was abysmal. And he stated right now, as we speak, there is a deep, wide, and very aggressive panic in the Democratic Party. And he said it started minutes into the debate and it continues right now. And it involves party strategists. And it involves elected officials, it involves fundraisers, and they are having conversations about his performance. If you were to if you watched it last night, even if you didn't, I mean, he was literally like just like going, and I'm thinking, man, come on, I was waiting for someone to just rush up on the stage and just take him away. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. And even 45 was going, what's going on? I mean, it was bad. I thought it was like a medical emergency. That's how bad. So, some of these conversations that these higher ups, if you will, said, should we go to the White House and ask for him to step aside? Now, I had said this originally, a week ago, that, this could be honestly be the case, that they're going to have him step aside and someone else is going to step in and take his place for the 11th month. And others are conversing that they should go public with that call. So, because, I mean, wow, man, when I tell you, it was like a horror show, and they were calling each other liar, this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking, dude, stop it. What is this, fucking preschool? Stop touching me. Stop touching me. And I'm thinking, dude, stop, man. Both grown adults, knock it off, and, but I understood where 45 was coming from. I really did. The only the only thing I kept saying to myself was, why aren't you answering the? Maybe it's because I have too high of hopes for him, but it was almost like he wasn't answering the questions like I think he should have answered them. You know, it was too many rebuttals, in my opinion. Um, Maybe my opinion is wrong. I don't know, but I think that he should have. It was long as all hell. It was long. I'll tell you that. But I sat through the whole damn thing, um, and it was it was brutal, dude. It was brutal. But I watched it. But I think that 45 should have answered the question first and then rebutted. You know what I mean? That's what I think. But who the hell am I to, you know, tell a president or a former president on how to answer questions? But I don't know. I don't know. But I think he should have answered the question first and then rebutted. But he was so quick to have that rebuttal. I don't know. I just didn't think it was in good taste, you know? But I still am in total support of him, you know? So, but anyway, all right, y'all. I'm out of here, okay? I got this AC maintenance guy here. Yeah. And before the dogs start chiming in, I gotta go. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one, okay? You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less. All right? Ciao.